What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with some very difficult to film CGC slabs. I've got a bunch of them that I've bought over the last few months, and I just haven't had a chance to kind of show them on the channel yet. And I apologize for the glare ahead of time. I still have not figured out the best way to show you guys recent comic book pickups. But this is Rogue One adaptation number 1. I love this cover. This is the most common of the cover variants for the Rogue One adaptation. This is the first comic book appearance of Jyn Erso, Saul Guerrera, Cassian Andor, K2SO, Director Krennic. It's just got a lot of really big first appearances in here, and I think that long term this book has got a lot of potential, given that the new Andor show is coming. And look at that! I can't get a good angle for this book at all, but it's a great cover. There are 2 or 3 different covers, including a Walmart variant that's very tough to find, but this is the painted cover. There's also a movie poster variant. So bear with me as I kind of go through all these. It's not just Star Wars books that I've got as well that I wanted to show you, but this is one that I really think has a lot of potential, and it's obviously gotten a lot of press here lately, but there's not really anything related to Strange Academy that's come out that it signifies that we're going to be seeing this in live action. Obviously, there's the Multiverse of Madness coming out for Doctor Strange, but Strange Academy number 1 has about 10 first appearances for various characters. Think about the Hogwarts Academy for the Harry Potter series. That's essentially what this is. This is like Doctor Strange's Academy for the Gifted type thing. And this is the Comic Mint Edition C, the Virgin cover. And the artwork throughout the series is incredible. Scotty Young is the writer and does a number of the different covers. But I would really recommend you take a look at Strange Academy number 1. As I said, there's 10 first appearances, including, oh gosh, I guess I can just list them right here for you. But let's see if we can get a good close-up. Emily Bright, Doyle Dormanamu, Shaylee Moonpetal, Calvin Morse, Desi, Jermaine, Gooselog, Zoe, Alv. So it's got a ton of first appearances for these characters that all appear at Doctor Strange's Academy. And I think that long term, there's really good potential for either a live action or a cartoon series. So we'll see what happens. I did pick up a few others that I've shown on Instagram, and this is one of them. This is Darth Vader number 3, the second printing. This is the first appearance of Dr. Aphra, BT1, and 000. And you guys know that I love Dr. Aphra. I've got the first printing, but I did finally pick up the second print. All the different prints have different colors for the background. So the second print has a red background. So nice to have a second one. There's 4 printings altogether, along with the 1:25 ratio variant. So next up, we've got Marvel Comics 117. Marvel Comics presents 117. This is from 1992. A great cover. This is the first comic book meeting between Wolverine and Venom. And I've kind of been slowly putting together a Wolverine meeting collection where Wolverine meets certain other heroes or villains, within the comics. I've got a couple of the Deadpool first meetings. That's in Wolverine number 88. But this is Marvel Comics 117. Now 118, the issue that comes right after that, is reversed. It's got Wolverine standing over top of a beat up Venom. This is a Sam Keith cover, really nice cover, kind of a classic. And so that is another one I picked up here recently, and really happy to have that. Let's see what else we got here. Next up is one that I pre-ordered a while ago. It finally did show up, and that is the Frankie's Comics edition B of Batman the Detective number 1. It's a really kind of spooky cover, as you can see here. This is the first appearance of the organization that I wish I had to remember what it was now. I can't remember the name of it. I can't remember the name of them, but it's basically like a terrorist / criminal organization. And it's got a female leader. And what is the name of it? My brain is not working right now, but it's an awesome cover. I would not recommend buying from Frankie's Comics. They sucked, in my opinion. This was a pre-order. I had to call and email them like 2 or 3 times before they finally sent the book, and apparently was sitting in their store for like 2 weeks before they finally sent it. But They did finally get it to me, but I probably would not order from them again. I don't feel like they did a great job on the customer service front there. But it is an awesome cover. This is the Edition B, which is the minimal trade dress variant. There's also one that's got a very large trade dress on there, but it's got Batman fighting that enemy, and my brain is just not working today, so I cannot remember. This is a pretty epic one. I've got a few Something is Killing the Children books. I'm not going to pull them all out of the packages just because I don't know if you guys really care about Something is Killing the Children, but this is Something is Killing the Children 16. This is a signature series. So this is the Rabbit Comics Edition A, the color version. There's 3 different ones. I got the Comics Edition B here in a second, but this is signed by the artist, and that's Valentine Pash. It goes by Valp, and that's how the signature is signed there. Great cover. Now, why am I getting Something is Killing the Children? Well, I love the art. This is kind of a guilty pleasure for me. I don't know if these will ever amount to anything, but this series was started by James Tynion IV. It's gotten a lot of traction, and Netflix has apparently signed on to do either a show or a movie, and I'm a firm believer that this is going to be a really, really popular series when it gets live action. This is the first appearance of Jessica Slaughter, which is Erica Slaughter's, I believe, sister. This is the origin of Erica Slaughter. 1 and 16 are the big ones for me. That's the only ones I've gotten so far. So that's the 16 Rabbit edition. And then I've got this one. This is the Edition B. This is the black and white version, black and white kind of sketch version. There's also a pink Edition C. That's the most expensive. I haven't gotten that one yet. But again, this is the origin of Erica Slaughter. This is the beginning of her origin story. So this is number 16. Now, number 1 is kind of her first appearance, Erica Slaughter's first appearance, obviously. So I did finally pick up a issue number 1, and here it is. This is just awesome. This is the Unlocked Retailer Edition. This is the Jenny Frison cover. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but it's an awesome cover that I've been wanting for a while, and I finally broke down and got it. But you know, I don't know what happens with Something is Killing the Children. All I know is that I love the art. It's kind of like Strange Academy. Strange Academy, I think, is a very safe investment, but this is a little bit more speculative because who knows if it ever amounts to anything. But I can tell you right now that I am going to continue to get issue number 1s and issue number 16s because I just absolutely love the art. I don't know what else to tell you. I just love it. Heading back over to Star Wars now, I did get another High Republic book, believe it or not, but I think that this one was a wise investment. This is High Republic number 10. This is the Genty variant cover. This is the first full comic book appearance of Lorna D. Lorna D is kind of like the right-hand henchwoman for Marchion Ro, and that's her on the cover. So given that the variant cover has her on the cover, and this is her first full comic book appearance within the High Republic universe in comics, I think it was a no-brainer buy, and I got it for like $65 or $70 on eBay, and there's not many of them out there yet. I'm sure there's more that are coming, but that is what I decided to go with. It just seems like a no-brainer to get any of the main villains within the High Republic universe as part of my collection. And another one that I just picked up courtesy of Jeff Jacobs. Jeff Jacobs, as you guys know, is really in Star Wars stuff, but this is one that I picked up from him. It was at auction on his eBay site, and this was a recommendation from Team CGC 9.8, and I loved the cover when he featured it in one of his episodes. He's obviously a great YouTuber, knows everything. He's forgotten more about comics than I'll ever know. But this is Iron Man 305 from 1994. This is the fight between the Incredible Hulk and Iron Man after Iron Man dons the Hulkbuster armor. The Hulkbuster armor makes its first appearance in the issue before this, issue 305. And that's how it's labeled on there for 304. It's his first appearance of the Hulkbuster armor. But this is the first fight between the two of them, and it's a much better cover, and I got it for nothing. I got it for like $81 shipped or something really, really low. So I got very lucky on that. So thank you to Jeff Jacobs for the deal on that one. Really happy to have that. It's such an iconic cover. I love it. And let's see what else we got. Another one I picked up recently that was also a recommendation of Team CGC is Daredevil Volume 2, number 111. This is the first full appearance, or first comic book appearance, or first appearance anywhere of Lady Deathstrike, or not Lady Deathstrike, Lady Bullseye. Lady Deathstrike is a much older villain within the Marvel Universe, but Lady Bullseye is kind of like a female version of Bullseye. And Bullseye's first comic appearance in Daredevil is like several thousands of dollars. So I thought this was a nice alternative. It's a great cover. There's not many CGC 9.8s on the census for this book, even though it's from 2008. So it's been around for about 14 years, but there's not many 9.8s for this book. But I thought that was another nice kind of anti-hero or villain first appearance book. That was another great recommendation from Team CGC 9.8. Another recent pickup is Hawkeye #1. This is the first appearance of the Tracksuit Mafia, and also the first comic book appearance of Lucky the Pizza Dog. Those are kind of minor first appearances, but this is kind of the first ongoing series where Kate Bishop and Hawkeye team up. And the reason I got this one, this is the third print. There's only, I believe, 5 of these on the census. The last time I checked, there was only 5 of these. So again, it's got 2 minor first appearances. It's a great cover. Will it ever amount to much? I don't know. I didn't pay that much for it, but given the low population and the black cover for it, it just seemed like a kind of book that if you're going to get this book, you might as well get the most rare version. So this is the one I got, and I loved the TV show. I thought the TV show was fantastic. I hope that they come back with another season of Hawkeye. I really enjoyed it, and you know, whether Kate Bishop amounts to much long term, I don't know. You know, this is something that Team CGC talked about. There's like, I don't know if I'd buy anything related to Hawkeye or Kate Bishop. But for me, I just think that if you like something, sometimes you got to go with your heart, and that's one of those ones I went with for my heart. Now, here's one that I think is going to shoot up in value, and that's Star Wars Adventures #14. This is the first comic book appearance of Agent Kallus from Star Wars Rebels, the cartoon show. He also goes by Fulcrum. I don't want to spoil too much, but if you guys remember, Fulcrum in Star Wars Rebels is basically inside the Empire and ends up saving the Rebels and converting over to the good guys. Well, this is his first comic book appearance, and it is extremely tough to find this one. This is the variant cover of Star Wars Adventures 14. There's only one. This is one of 3 on the census. So there's only 3 of these. And I would be shocked if Agent Kallus does not end up being in the Obi-Wan series. I would be absolutely shocked. They've already covered, and we've already covered on the channel, the fact that the Grand Inquisitor and the Inquisitorius are coming. And, you know, Agent Kallus was right along with the Grand Inquisitor and the Inquisitorius in the Rebels TV show. So, you know, I would just be really shocked. And there's already been rumors that Agent Kallus is going to be in the Obi-Wan show. So we'll see if it happens or not. If not, it's still a super rare collectible. It's an absolute ghost on the census. And along that same lines, I picked up at Star Wars Adventures 14, which is the same book. This is just the standard cover. So this one is one of only 8 on the census. So one of 3, one of 8 on the CGC 9.8 census. You can't go wrong with that. Put that down here. I just think you can't go wrong with those 2 books long term, especially if Kallus ends up showing up. I've got a couple of vintage Star Wars books, so we're going to round it off before we finish off the video. This is Star Wars #39. This is part 1 of the Empire Strikes Back's movie adaptation. It's a fantastic vintage 1980 cover with Darth Vader. This is one I've talked about in my videos that I'd love to have, and I finally did pick it up. Beautiful cover. And this is actually also the first mention of Rogue Squadron in standard US comics. So it's got kind of a double bonus going for it. I didn't realize that when I bought this, that it's the first mention of Rogue Squadron in US comics. But I thought that, you know, when I heard that, I was like, well, that's a great, in case the Rogue Squadron movie actually ever does happen. It sounds like it's kind of on hold for now. But if Rogue Squadron ever does happen, this one, and I think Star Wars 44, that shows Luke Skywalker with his lightsaber, you know, in the Battle of Hoth. That's the first actual comic book appearance, but this is the first mention of that. And then finally, before we wrap this video up, I've got Star Wars #71. That is the first full comic book appearance of Bosk, the bounty hunter. And obviously, you guys know I like Bosk, and I got this one for a pretty fair deal. I didn't get a steal on it, but this one is a great cover. It doesn't have Bosk on the cover, unfortunately. I think if I'm going to really man up, I need to get Star Wars #42, which has Bosk, Dengar, and of course Boba Fett on the cover. in a 9.8. It's pretty pricey though, but this is a nice alternative. It's got Lando, Luke Skywalker, as well as Han Solo in carbonite. The quest for Han Solo ends here. This is just a fantastic book, 9.8 white pages. This is from 1983. So a couple of vintage Marvel books to finish off the video, but these are all books. I didn't get all these in like a week, all right? These are over the course of probably the last 2 or 3 or 4 months. Really, it's definitely not 2 months. It's probably more like 3 or 4 months that I've picked all of these up, and I just hadn't had a chance to show them on the channel yet, but I thought that you guys would like to take a closer look at them. Obviously, follow me on Instagram at actionfiguregrader on Instagram for some better shots. Obviously, and I apologize again for the glare. I just haven't quite figured out the best way to show slabbed comics on the channel, but I've got very nice high-res photos of all of these books on my Instagram in the event you want to take a closer look at them. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back soon.